Yeah, let's go talk about the array. There are two different ways that we can create an array. One method is initializing the array is like this one that I'm going to say int day, for example 1. Initialize that one in the field of 0 array, put 31, in field of the 1 put 28, in field of the 2 put 31, and in field of the 3 put 30. I can also have a string, have character, and I can say single quotation A, close quotation, open quotation B, close quotation, and I can also put the character. Later on we're going to see how we can use array in the form of a string. We're going to see that one in more detail later on. But let's consider I initialize this array, and right here I am accessing the array that I initialize that one, and I'm going to say give me the content of the 0, give me the content of the 1, add to the content of 0 to the content of 1, and to the content of 2, and add it to the content of 3. So I declare I have an array, it automatically initializes it to 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the array with the size of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Containing index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So this is the format that we're going to initialize the array one method. The other way is also we can create a new array like this one with the size of 4, and then I'm going to statement by statement I'm going to ask put to that 0 level 31, 0 level 1, I mean the index 1 28, the index 2 31, and so on. Now in this example, so for example again we declare array int day, and day you're going to see consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. The size of this array is by default is 12. It means I can access the index 0 through 11. The next question is how I can copy the content of one array to another array. No way, do not do assigning the array 1 the content of array 2, because this is if you remember we spoke and we said that the array is an object, and when it is an object I cannot copy which is the object. It means that it going to point to somewhere in the memory, and this is the address of the array 2 in the memory. They are, you copy the address, you won't copy the content. So we not go this way to copy the content of the array 1 to array 2. Solution is that you're going to use a for statement, and with the for statement you're going to say for I 0, I less than 4, the index size of the bound or size of this array is 4, I less than 4, I plus plus. Put the content at I0 to the day 10. So take from this array and put him to this one, copy from this one to the, and loop for 4 times. This is the way that we're going to copy the content of the array, not this method, but this method that we use a for statement. We said that we can declare an array by this type, and we're going to say int open bracket close bracket. The type of my array is number, and we can specify the size. But there is also is possible that I can use this code. I can say int number and open bracket close bracket. This is another type that we can declare array. I recommend to use the format that we use right here, because later on that we go to two-dimensional array, you're going to see that I can have it open bracket close bracket and second open bracket close bracket. Create a new instance of the array, and this is resizing the array. The resizing array is very important. What I mean by the important, let's look at right here. I have an array of the size 110, and I'm going to use this array later on. After I use it, I don't need an array of size 10. I want to reduce this array to size 5. And why it is important that we're resizing an array? If the array with the size 10 is going to take 10 field of the memory storage that your program use, and if you don't need the whole 10 anymore, you can reinitialize the array and release the other 5. So the way that reinitializing that one, I'm going to say number is equal new int 5, no longer number equal to new int 10. When I set to the int 5, what you're going to do, you're going to release the other 5 storage location to of the memory, and only you're going to use the 5 index size, not 10 index size. So this is the way that we're going to allow the garbage collector to collect the storage that we don't need it and release it back to the memory. Release the memory for other purpose and speed up the action or the work of our program. As I mentioned before, this is not the way that you can copy the content of one field to one array to other. The solution is the one that I mentioned it right here. So what you're going to do, you're going to use the copy as for statement to copy the content of one array to another array. As you're going to see right here, if you copy this array to this array, this is the address array. Let's say array 2, this is the address of the array 2, point to this address, and you have another array and you're using the other address. Really, you don't copy the content, you copy the address, and it may cause the difficulty. Won't give you the proper data. Well, how is it possible that we passing the array element to a method? Let's look at one example. Right in this example, let's consider I have a method passing element. This method consists of void main string, and right here you're going to see I call the show val. Show val is a method right here. Let me take my word back. Let's look at this example. Public class pass element. Right here I initialize the array with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 element. And then I'm going to use that the instance is number. The object that I'm going to create is number, and I'm going to say for I index 0 index less than number dot links. Number, if you notice, this is an object, and because it is an object, it is a class, I can use the access the links of that object. And so you're going to give me this value right here, number dot links. You're going to give me the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like this one that I'm going to say index less than 8. Less than 8 index, which is currently is 0 plus plus. So you're going to show me the first value. Then right here I pass the content of this value, which is 5, at the first time in the first loop. Passing the 5 right here, the 5 go call this method, and passing 5 right here, the 5 we're going to display and press a new, enter a new line, and then go back. Or I can change this one to print ln, and then remove what? Remove this one. So you're going to print it, back it up right here. Then you're going to change the index to 1, and index 1 less than number, which is 8. As we have said, this is from right here to this links is 8. Position 0, position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The size of my array, the links is 8, which is pointing 0, position 1 through 7. Now, then you go to the loop and increment the index and go to the 1 and take the content of the 1, display the 1, and go through the whole links of the array and display the result. Now this is, if you're noticing right here, I passing number show index, and this one passing right here a value, the content of the index at that specific position of the array. So it may passing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, and passing that one, you're going to take this method show val, you're going to take that value and display the value. Now let's look at another type. Is there any way that instead of the passing a value, I passing the whole argument of the array? So this is the actual argument that we have right here. Instead of the passing a value, I want pass the whole array. Let me show you this example. It is the same, but the method that I have right here is slightly different. This method right here, the difference is, let me move this one right here. I'm going to say the argument, the actual argument of this array is what? It is the int n, and this is the array. This is don't make mistake, this is what? Open brace, close brace, n. And the array n is this array number right here that I have. So the argument right here, you're going to see it is passing the whole array with its content. So we can pass the array numbers to this one. And let's see how you're going to deal. In my main method, I'm going to say show val and passing numbers. Numbers is what? Is an array. So the formal argument that I'm going to see right here, this is the int of type n is of type array. So this n is going to take the content of address of this number and take the address of this number, bring this to this for statement. And in the for loop, the same for loop that I had in the main, now I can call it and asking for the links of the n. Go ahead and print one by one and press enter. Or again, like the previous example, I can remove this one and press ln right here. Now let's go compare these two together. Okay, the first one, you're going to see that I have the array, and in my method main I use a for statement, and only in the for statement passing the value to my method show val that is going to display the value. In contrast to this one, you're going to see that I'm going passing the whole array number to my method main, to my method show val, and show val take the value and one by one display the value. So the for statement moved from the main method to what? To show val method. You're going to see in this slide again, when I have the show array, I'm going passing the array as what? As the argument of my method show array.